is the glory of God. The glory of God is God inside of you. When you walk, everybody must know that this person carries the glory of God. What makes you different from unbelievers is the glory of God. What makes you different from Buddhists is the glory of God. What makes you different in your class is the glory of God. What makes people different? What is called the glory of God? All we are seeing is a taste. The highest you have ever seen is that somebody raised the dead. The highest. That somebody fell, they shouted fire, and the chairs broke. That you had a dream, that you had a revelation. You know the figure of the census of Nigeria? Is it in millions or trillions? Now, do you know that no census in anywhere can be correct? Not because of imperfection, but because you are counting beings that are not humans. The Bible made us to understand. It said many of you have entertained angels without knowing. Are angels that carry the body of human being, because if they appear to you in their very shape, you may faint. And so they have to take up the body shape of a human being, rent house close to you, they have NIN, they have phone number, but they're untraceable. So if you make census of those people, you will count and count again, because watchers are reporting. How many of you remember the book of Daniel? The Bible said, and the watchers, and the voice reached unto the watchers, and the watchers said, cut down the tree. Generation is confined into the box. If you tell somebody that somebody disappeared from one place or another, you will see on TikTok, hey, Oliver Twist. They will give you all kinds of names, and they're forgotten how Philip. There is something to. Okay. Let's imagine now that Boko Haram comes into this church now with their guns to kill everybody. Oh, you don't know it? Okay, this world is not my home. I'm just passing through. Of course we know. So, do you know that they will kill everybody? But a man who has seen the glory of God may disappear, whether you believe it or not. That is the level of the glory I am talking about. The Bible said, eyes have not seen. You cannot see it and start saying, it be like saying, no, be the glory of God. This one are fake. No, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, nor has it entered into the heart of the Lord is concealed. He said it is the glory of God to conceal a matter. He hides his glory so that the glory of the Lord can preserve you. Many of us, you understand what I'm talking about. There are places you have gotten to that you cannot make decision that is holy, because in your flesh you are weakened. But if the glory of God was there, it would have preserved you. Do you know what preserved Joseph? You think Joseph just said, how will I do such a thing and sin against God? No! It was the glory of the Lord that preserved him. It was there is something that must be supernatural about you. Get angry. Get angry. You don't just go to school and get your masters, get everything, marry, give birth to 2 or 3 or 5 and just die like that. No! The glory of the Lord is made for you. Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. If the glory of God did not preserve me, I would not have been here. It is the glory of the Lord that preserves us a lifestyle. Hey, the Bible said, the glory of the Lord preserves your life. The Bible said, now faith, Hebrews 11 from verse 1. Now let me show you a connection so that you can understand why the glory of the Lord must show forth in your life. The Bible said in Hebrews, Exodus 33 from verse 18, it said, now please show me your glory. We have told you that the glory of the Lord is the manifesting, not manifested, manifesting presence of the Lord. It is always in the now. Hebrews 11 verse 1 said, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. Both are now. Faith now, glory of God now. John 11:40. He said, have I not told you that if you believe in me, you shall see the glory of God? What makes the glory of the Lord available for your life is the level of your faith in him. How many of you believe God the way he is? Many of us believe God that he can provide, but we don't believe that God can make us disappear when trouble is gone. Many of us believe that God can give us admission, but many of us don't believe that God can help us stop our addiction. Many of us believe that God can all of a sudden turn a man's life around and then you are rich. But many of us don't believe that God can supernaturally speak to you, open your ears, and drop in your ears instructions for your generation. Many of us don't believe in that. We believe God for the material aspect, but we don't believe God for the spiritual aspect. And that is why many teenagers are dying, many youths are dying. Your boyfriend cut your head, cut the rest to 40 pieces, and everything like that. You want to cut a man with the glory of God to pieces. Before you even cut it, God has showed him. God told Paul, he said, I will like you. He told him, don't go to Macedonia. God appeared to him in form of a man and said, don't go, don't go, don't go. Before danger, the glory of the Lord preserve. I want you to be angry with your normal life. Be angry. How can a man not be able to beat his chest and say, God told me my purpose? I know why I'm living. Do you know? The Bible said in John 3 verse 16, it said, for God so loved the world that he gave us his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish. It is not must not perish, should not perish, but have everlasting life. You see how the glory of the Lord changes our lifestyle. I told you that faith and glory, faith is the one who helps us to engage the glory of God, and the faith is what changes our lifestyle. If really you have encountered the glory of the Lord, it will show that you believed in the one whom you saw his glory. Hebrews 11 verse 6, he said, now faith, without faith it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and is the rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So if I have seen the glory of God, it means I believed in him. And that belief is what will change my lifestyle. When I showed you the morality of Jesus, it was faith that faith shaping our lives so that the glory of the Lord can continue. Arise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. How many of us believe God like you? They tell you, why is your Jesus free? You tell them, because it's God. It's not a valid answer. You have to prove by his divine glory how he is a God. If I tell you, okay, should we make an example? Should we take a test? Let's take a test now. I'm going to give mic to one or two people, and you will tell me how Jesus is evident in your life. Don't tell me he gave me admission. I was not there when he gave me admission. Don't tell me he gave me money. I was not there when he gave me. What is the receipt? Is there anybody that wants to answer me? That is why I'm telling you, what we are experiencing about God is still, it is like fake to what God has in store for us. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. Paul was saying that I may know you and know the power of your. What is the power of God's resurrection? It is his glory. What made Jesus die and be resurrected the third day is his glory. There is something different about Jesus. There is something different. There must be something different about your life if you proclaim that Jesus is inside of you. Why is it that the same person that says I believe in Jesus is the one having secret sin? Why is it that it's the same person who says I believe in Jesus is the one pleading God for mercy every day? How many of you know that there are people that plead for the mercy of God every day? Not because the mercies of God are new every morning, but because sin is on the continuous. How come Jesus is in your life and you cannot break the hold of addiction? How come you need a pastor before you can even hear from God? Hi. In the early church, the Bible made us to understand they will gather themselves together. Acts chapter 13, we're running also. Acts chapter 13, the Bible said they will gather themselves together, fast and pray. And somebody will say, okay, the Lord said, set apart from his son. It was the voice of the Lord was easy to hear because the glory of God was available. You will struggle so much without the glory of God. You see this speaking in tongues? Try it for 2 hours without the glory of God. You will ease in prayer. You will say, this thing Pastor Ben is teaching us is I don't think it's meant for me. What will make a man pray for 6 hours? His glory. I have seen the Lord's goodness, his mercies. I have seen the Lord's goodness. Hallelujah. to me in form of Archbishop Benson Idahosa, and he said, whenever you pray, always give me the opportunity to speak to you. I never knew, not by scripture, that prayer can disturb God until he said it to me. And so whenever I pray now, I give chance for meditation. You can just see me pray for like any hour you can think of. At those hours, sit down. Just make the strings. Make it loud. Sit down. Just think of the goodness of God. As I am thinking of it, I am falling into trance. I lie not, I stand before God. I am falling into people's room, seeing what they are doing. I am just showing you what is available by the glory of God. The glory of God is beautiful. It's full of splendor. It is for them that can search it out. There are secrets made available for your life. What makes a man great is the secret of the glory of God. Do you know what it means for God to confide in you? Psalm 25 verse 14. He said, the Lord confide in those who fear you, and he makes his covenant known unto them. Do you know what it means for God to confide in you? It is the glory of God. How come you just walk straight into accidents? How come your mom just walked into accident straight and just died like that? And you were in that same house, you could not see it. How can your friend just die like that and you could not see it? God could not confide in you and you say you are a Christian. Who got the glory of God? Never. It's not possible. Something is wrong with our belief system. Something is wrong with our doctrine. Something is wrong with our lifestyle. And that is why we are not beholding the glory of God. There are some people's life, if you see God's honor upon your life, you will size them from head to toe. You will not actually know what is making them honorable. But guess what? It is the glory of God. And guess what? When the glory of the Lord is made available for your life, if you don't understand it, you can still use it for the devil. There is nobody that ever became famous on earth that did not become famous by the glory of God. Check almost, if not all, the people who are singing today for the worldly ones, they erupted from the church. There is a level of glory that comes by your birth, not by salvation. Don't even think of salvation. By birth, the glory of the Lord rests upon you. And so, the moment you discover and you align with that glory, if it is out of salvation, you can use it for the enemy. But when you believe in God, that is when it will not create a lifestyle for you and you use the glory of God. There are some people, they don't know why they cannot stop listening to worldly artists because the song is sweet. Don't lie. How many of you have listened to worldly song? It's sweet. How many of you everybody have become Christian now? Should we give them an example? Should we give them an example? Give me the latest of the world. So I saw a Christian on status, joy is coming. You think it's scripture, eh? No, that's not good. That's not good. There are some people just sing any. There is the joy in the presence. What they are in their heart, joy is coming. You know what? Because the person that sang it actually carries God's glory, but because of faith, it did not align to God. And that is why we will find as many of ourselves in the. There are many of us as we are seated right now. It is because you are looking for admission, that's why you came. Many of us in Nigeria, we believe Jesus because it was conditional. In Nigeria, it is either you're a Christian or a Muslim or from Abalis. Will you still believe Jesus if you were in Iraq? If you were in Iran, will the only religion is Muslim or is Islam? Will you still believe Jesus? That is what I'm telling you. There is something beyond just speaking in tongues. There is something beyond just going to church. There are many people, you see people singing, and in your heart, that system in your heart that makes a man sing on the altar, as the guy did, the thing that came to your heart is, this is my husband.